hope you're having a great day. Today I want to talk about the thyroid gland. We've done several videos over the last 9 years talking about the health of the thyroid gland. There's hypothyroid, there's hypothyroid, there's the PTH, there's Hashimoto's, all of that. But today I want to break certain myths around the thyroid gland, and I want to talk about the thyroid gland in general, particularly for people who have hypothyroid. So hypothyroid is a problem that plagues millions of people. The sad part is a lot of these people think they need to live with it for a lifetime with medication. I practice in the field of integrative and lifestyle medicine, not alternative medicine. So if a patient needs thyroxine, our doctors will prescribe thyroxine. But in parallel, we will also work to change their lifestyle, address the root cause of the problem, so as they get better, the medical doctors can reduce their thyroxine to a lower dosage and eventually get them off if possible. And that's happening. Over the last 7 to 8 years, we've seen thousands of people reverse their thyroid. The very fact that people around the world can get off their thyroid medication in a safe way with their doctors in the loop means it's possible. So that's the first perception you have to have, that it is possible. Maybe you're not doing the right things. Sometimes in very rare cases, it's very difficult to reverse this condition because there are other conditions in the body, medications and other problems. But for everyone else, it is possible, because if it was impossible, there wouldn't be people out there who exist who have gotten out of their thyroid medication and their TSH, their T3, their T4, and all of their levels are absolutely fine year after year. So coming to the thyroid gland, we know the thyroid gland is one of the most important glands in the body. It's part of your endocrine system. It takes care of your metabolism. So when you say, I need to boost my metabolism because I need to lose weight, all of that stuff is also a function of your thyroid gland. It helps you to burn body fat by controlling your metabolism. It helps you to maintain your body energy levels, your temperature, and even your brain health, and even the health of other organs. You see, everything in the human body is interconnected. Thyroxine is a hormone. Hormone is a chemical messenger. Your messengers are either giving the right message or the wrong message. And that is why the endocrine system is a system of different glands. You have insulin for diabetes, you have so many hormones which are produced. There's estrogen, there's progesterone, there's testosterone, there's androgen, cortisol, adrenaline. All of these are hormones that involve the endocrine system. So when you look at a thyroid patient, you can't just look at their TSH, T3, and T4. You need to look at the body as a whole. You need to look at the liver, because most of the T4 T3 conversion is happening in the liver. So if you have a sluggish liver, if you have a fatty liver, if you have an inflamed liver, if you have a cirrhotic liver, if you have a cancerous liver, yes, it is impacting your overall thyroid health. So that's why you can never separate parts of the body and treat them alone. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about the thyroid gland today. People have symptoms of inability to lose weight, feeling cold all the time, sluggish, lethargic, even though they're eating well, they're sleeping well. Get a thyroid test done, check for your TSH, check for your T3, check for your T4, do the whole thyroid profile, and you'll get to understand whether you have a problem. Your doctor will put you on medication for hypothyroid, and you must listen to your doctor and take that medication, because with less thyroxine, you have bigger problems. Now, while you take that medicine, I always say don't take a medicine, receive it. There's a huge difference between taking with fear and receiving with the right intention. Tomorrow, if I need to take a medicine, even though I may not support medicine in a huge way, if it's unnecessary, but if I need to take a medicine, or I need to give my daughter a medication, or my parents a medication, of course we will with the right intention. But if I'm taking medication and I use it as a quick fix, I'm not changing my lifestyle, I continue smoking, drinking, not sleeping at night, eating junk food, and the medication is just making my reports look good, that is when your intention is wrong. But anything in life, sometimes we may not want to take it, but then change your perception to receiving it. So I am receiving thyroxine. I am receiving thyroid medication. Over here, you see, whatever your mind rejects is never going to work for you. But I'm receiving it with the intention that I'm going to make lifestyle changes, work with my doctors, work with my team and my lifestyle. And eventually, if I get better, I don't know a doctor who will not reduce your medication. So the whole idea is receiving a medication and making lifestyle changes. Now let's talk about goitrogens. Let's talk about T4 and T3. Okay, T4 and T3 is required for your metabolism. If you have a problem with T4 and T3, it is because you have less iodine. If you have less iodine, your body needs iodine to make T4 and T3, period. It needs iodine. So people who are just having pink salt because it sounds great, you also need salt with iodine. Yes, you get iodine in fruits, you get iodine in vegetables, you get iodine in shellfish, but it's not sufficient with the quality that we have today. So iodized salt is required unless you are living in a place where everything is farm grown, soil grown, and you have enough of iodine. So you need to understand that if you are a thyroid patient and you are only eating pink salt, you will continue to be a thyroid patient. You need iodine to make T4 and to make T3. It is extremely important for that. Now, goitrogens. So a lot of people say goitrogens. Yes, goitrogens block the uptake of iodine. So I may be having iodine in my diet, but I'm eating goitrogenic foods. We'll talk about that. Goitrogenic foods break down into goitrogens that block the uptake of iodine, and I can't make sufficient T4 and T3, so I have a thyroid problem. Now, goitrogenic foods are your cruciferous vegetables, your broccolis, your kales, your radish, your cauliflower, your cabbage, which are fabulous foods from cancer to everything, unless, of course, you have an allergy to it. But the mistake is thyroid patients stop eating it completely. You cannot eat it raw. So a thyroid patient having green juices with kale and broccoli and all of that stuff, that's the worst thing you can do. But if you cook your cruciferous vegetables, you break down the goitrogens and you can eat it. So yes, a thyroid patient can eat goitrogenic foods. I'm talking about the cruciferous vegetables if you cook them, because heat breaks down goitrogens. Absolutely yes. But if you're doing, like I said, everyone today likes to do these green juices with kale, and it sounds healthy, but most people don't understand that these green juices can be really, really harmful. If you have kidney stones, oxalates, if you have gallbladder problems, and especially if you have a thyroid problem. So cruciferous vegetables. Goitrogens are even found in soy. So a hypothyroid patient should not be eating soy. It should be minimum to nothing until you start to get better and better. So all of your soy, all of your soy milk, your soy products and stuff, you cannot have it because of the goitrogens if you have a hypothyroid problem. Pearl millet. Now there's a whole craze of millets, maybe because you're off gluten, so you're looking for all the gluten-free grains, and millets are a gluten-free grain. All millets are fine, but pearl millet, okay, is not okay for you if you have a hypothyroid problem. Cassava, this is found in African regions. It's a fantastic carbohydrate. And cassava is now available in our country because it's healthy and it sounds good. But if you're a hypothyroid patient, you should not be using cassava in its raw form or even in the flour form. You shouldn't be doing that. Now coming down to T43 T3 conversion, this is extremely important for hypothyroidism, for all of your thyroid problems. Where does the T4 T3 conversion happen? In your liver. It happens in your liver. It also happens in your gut, which is why if you have poor gut health, your thyroid cannot get better, which is why when you're treating the thyroid gland, you also treat the gut, because you have certain bacteria in the gut that is also responsible for the T4 T3 conversion. T4 T3 conversion also happens in muscle, and it also happens in your heart, and it also happens in other organs in your body in a smaller way. But your liver, so if you have a problem with your liver, you will have a problem with your thyroid, getting better with your thyroid problem. We need to understand that. Now, while iodine is required to make T4 and make T3, selenium is important for the conversion of T4 to T3. So a lot of people have T4, T3, but the conversion isn't happening. You still have a problem. The conversion has to happen. For that, selenium is required. Selenium is a trace mineral. Selenium is found in Brazil nuts. It's also found in supplements. It's also found in fruits, vegetables, fish in small quantities. And that's why the magic ingredients that go into the healing of a thyroid patient, along with their medication until the thyroid gland is active, it moves from underactive to active, is also selenium. And for the conversion to happen in your liver, you need an MCT, which is a medium chain triglyceride. That's a fat. Where do you find that? You find that fat in pure coconut oil. So pure coconut oil, our thyroid patients today are healing with the right amount of selenium, the right amount of MCT, which is cold pressed coconut oil, or even MCT oil, or a pure saturated fat, but you want to look at a medium chain fatty acid. And if you can combine selenium, if you can combine an MCT like coconut oil, if you can improve liver function and gut health, guess what? You enable the thyroid gland to heal. So while medicine is the crutch so that you don't suffer from the symptoms and cause bigger problems, as the thyroid gland starts to get more and more active, your TSH levels will fall in place, your T4 and T3 will convert, and guess what? Your doctor's going to reduce your medication, We've seen patients go from 150 to 100 to a 75 to a 50 to a 25 to a 15 to a 12.5. And then the doctor says, hey, let's just try for 3 months without the medication. And guess what? You do your test 3 months later, your TSH, T3, and T4 is absolutely fine. You're no longer a thyroid patient. There's a lot more to this. Also, the way you take your medication. A lot of people taking thyroid medication don't get better because they're taking it the wrong way. Your doctor has rightly told you to take it on an empty stomach in the morning. Now, a lot of people like to take all their tablets and supplements together. Never take calcium and your thyroid medication together, because calcium will block the uptake of your thyroxine from your medication. So take your thyroxine first, and 1 to 2 to 4 hours. For calcium, it's going to be 4 hours later. So if you're taking thyroxine in the morning, you can take your calcium in the afternoon or at night. The second biggest problem, people taking their thyroid medication with coffee. No, it is only taken with water. You can have your coffee 1 hour later. If you have a constipation problem, and a lot of people take fiber supplements in the morning, or isabgol or psyllium husk to help them pass a motion in the morning, never take it with your thyroid medication. You first take your thyroid medication, and an hour later, if you need to take your fiber supplements or your fiber, you can take it then. Because fiber will block the uptake of thyroxine. So your medicine is just getting ineffective, and you're going on taking medicine and it's not even working for you. So your coffee and your fiber supplements can be 1 hour later. Chromium picolinate is found in most diabetic drugs and most alternative sugar medication, because chromium picolinate helps you to reduce blood sugar levels, but you never ever take it with your thyroxine. So if you have diabetic medications, again, you got to space it out. Work with your doctors. If you have diabetes and you have a thyroid problem, space it out. There should be a gap of at least 3 to 4 hours between your diabetic medication that contains chromium picolinate. If it doesn't contain chromium picolinate, it's absolutely fine. So make sure that you check with your doctor. And if you're taking Ayurvedic medication or any supplements that contain chromium, you got to be sure that you do not take it with your thyroid medication. So what else? What else? The impact of sleep on your thyroid gland. If you are sleep deprived, your thyroid gland is never going to get better. And that's when you got to be on medication for a lifetime. Because sleep creates inflammation, more cortisol. More cortisol means more adrenaline. More adrenaline means a complete havoc on all of your hormones. Your body doesn't choose which hormone it's going to wreak havoc with. All hormones get impacted when you're sleep deprived. Then your training, your exercise. If you have a sedentary lifestyle, it's bad for your thyroid gland. And high intensity workouts for people who have hypothyroid is also bad. So the point is, remember, consistency over intensity. If you have a thyroid problem, reduce the intensity of your workout. You'll still get your results by being consistent. But stay away from high interval training, stay away from very heavy training, because that puts more stress on your adrenal glands. More cortisol, more adrenaline, reduced thyroid function. So you can work out and you should work out, but you should do it with consistency, but less intensity. Anxiety and stress levels. Today it's medically known that if you're chronically stressed and anxious, you are going to have a problem with your thyroid gland. It is going to get underactive. Remember, depletion of hormones is real when you are chronically stressed. So as you can see, all of this has to be looked at. Your sleep, your nutrition, your exercise, and your emotional wellness. You put this together, you can be one of those thousands of people who are no longer on thyroid drugs because they've actually got their underactive thyroid gland to be active. That's the point. There's nothing wrong with medication. There's everything wrong with you not changing your lifestyle. Because today, you have a thyroid problem. Tomorrow, it could be another problem. Because you're only addressing the symptoms without addressing the root cause of the problem. So this is as basic and easy as we can. There are many more videos done that goes into details of Hashimoto's, hypothyroid, what you should do, how to clean your liver, how to, boost your liver function. That all plays a role. So now if you're a thyroid patient, you understand it's not just about your TSH, T3, T4, your thyroid gland. It's about your whole body working together as one. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you care is all about you.